Downhill racing, I think why it's so cool is just because of how tight the times can be.
Downhill racing, anything can happen, right?
It's a time trial. I genuinely don't get the margins.
Times are ridiculously tight.
Unbelievably tight. Races have been won by tenths and positions have been lost by hundredths of a second.
Within milliseconds. The mistake that causes that amount of time is almost invisible. It's brutally close.
On one hand, they're out there by themselves racing the clock. It's an individual sport. But on the other hand, it's like boxing. You've got a guy training on the other side of the world who all he wants to do is beat you.
The 3 minutes the rider's on track is theirs and theirs alone. But like, it's taken a huge team of people and their efforts for days, weeks, months, and years to get them to that start line.
You never stop thinking about how to make the smallest little gain.
Every little thing counts.
This World Cup season, UCI World Cup season, has been really, really interesting because it's been defined by this rivalry between Jackson and Loic.
The pressure every racer goes through is different, but with Jackson, I'm seeing a kid who is just so ready for where he is right now.
I think that kid's getting pulled in so many different directions that you want to stay available, but you don't want to push.
Thank you very much.
If you need something, we're there.
Yeah, first practice day of the final race, round 10. It's really sick to get to this stage in the season after so much battling, and everything's building up to this final spot. So the endless battle of back and forth and in the green, out the green, and as tight as it can be, and it's all on the line for this last race.
Yeah, it's definitely been kind of a new experience for me, like with all the cameras and all the hype going into this final race.
Is this a highlight of your careers right now? Is this a pivotal moment that we will remember for a long time, this battle that comes down to Mont Sainte-Anne to wrap up 2025?
These moments don't happen every year. You're not always in the fight for the overall. You're not always at this far in the season, this close. So one of them for sure.
Well, one of yours.
This is my highlight for sure. This is my top of the top. Hell yeah, brother. Woo!
Personally, it's a huge amount of work to get here. Like, I've known him a long, long time, since he was a tiny little kid. We were trying to build him forks that would move for somebody that was 25 kilos. My name is Jordy Cortez, and I manage the race department at Fox. I'm involved in picking athletes, and I'm involved with giving them everything I can provide to win races. Provide every technical advantage that I can. Jackson is probably the best downhill rider we've seen in quite a while. A game-changing athlete, I would say.
So fast. Mountain biking is definitely, you know, it's my whole life. It means everything to me.
This stuff's fascinating to me, so I enjoy playing around with this stuff and seeing exactly what we can squeeze out of a given product.
He knows so much about the product, and he's worked with so many riders in the past as well. Try and put another person as Jordy. Wouldn't be the same.
Where's your mechanic?
It's really fun working with Jordy because he doesn't really tell me what he does. He just kind of sends me for another lap and says, go try that. having the bike set up the way I want is really important. I feel like I know how I want to ride. Once I feel my positioning and the way I'm riding is right, I feel like I can push on from there and go quicker.
It's all about making the rider comfortable, because when you're comfortable, you go fast.
Oh my, that is so good. Like the first two were like nothing compared to the pace on that lap. Like it felt way more comfortable.
I'm not gonna win the race for Jackson, but if I make a mistake, I could lose it. And I think that's the same job with mechanics, managers. You can't win this for them, but you could lose it.
Ready to get back out there and get back on in the start gate. It's gonna be tough.
I would think there's always doubt. I think that's what drives most of these people.
We're here. This is the first World Cup of the year, and the first one back in a long time for me. Last race was Mont Sainte-Anne. Wow!
He's not the kid that's gonna say, oh, I feel a ton of pressure, I don't feel ready, but I know he is feeling pressure.
The dream for this year would be to you know, take the overall. That would be, you know, massive. It's extremely hard to win the overall. As soon as you have one mistake, you know, it's really hard to rebound it. You know, if you were to have a mechanical, that's, you know, a complete write-off from that race. Yeah, I think it takes, you know, multiple race wins and then the best rider out of everyone at every single race. Never being outside of the top 15. For me, going into a race run, I kind of just have to go through my motions, and I'm one of the riders that is trying to calm myself down instead of, you know, hype myself up. I usually try and kind of settle myself down and try and keep my heart rate as low as possible, kind of in the gate.
Jackson Goldstone then. We missed him last season. Jacko's back this season. What has he got in store for us?
The last World Cup we entered, he won.
Yeah, exactly. Sainte-Anne. Jackson Goldstone back at the UCI World Cup big stage with a 20th position.
Year off can be difficult to come back from.
Yeah, a bit of a wake-up call for Jackson Goldstone.
I felt so bad for him in Poland because people had been building him up all off-season. He was back.
Is it going to be enough? Lloyd Bruni crosses the finish line and wins in Sturtbank Park.
Lloyd Bruni is easily the most dominant rider of the sport coming into this season. He's won the overall 4 times in the last 6 years.
Didn't think about Jackson this year about him being a rival for the title. I never, to be honest, expected him to be so good and so fast in downhill racing.
What do you call what Jackson was doing as a kid?
Yeah, I definitely fell in love with mountain biking at very, very young age.
Obviously, he's a child phenom. I think we've all seen the Meet the Goldstones video now. Kind of free ride, kind of just bike rider, but not a racer.
Everyone has like the kind of your small goals in life, but there's been a few races and events that I've been wanting to hit for a while now. So I'm definitely gonna shoot and aim towards that and then kind of see where it goes from there. Because, you know, it's a big world out there and you never know what could happen.
When he first started racing juniors, nobody thought he was gonna do much. They're like, oh, he's a free ride kid and he's tiny. So he's already faced that mindset of people writing him off.
His family have created a really good structure around him. I think they've given him really good fundamentals. He's lived in the same bedroom his whole life. That consistency and stability means something to someone growing up.
The list for who helps me get me where I need to be is quite long. From a team standpoint, we've got 3 team managers. I've got my own mechanic. We've got a team physio. It goes on and on and on and on.
A rider and their performance is a whole system. It's like bike, body, brain, and then culture around it. All those things have to be worked on. That's the thing that blows me away about Jackson is even when things are stacked against him, he has the ability to regroup, rethink, and come back the next day and do some special things.
Here we go. Jackson Goldstone would love to get back to winning UCI Downhill World Cups yet again.
Jackson's been struggling with this upper section. He's one of the lighter riders we have, so he struggles with the high speeds at the top, yet that's his advantage. Down lower at
0.6 of a second. It's split 2 now for Jackson Goldstone, so he's lost of a 10th of a second.
But Jackson Goldstone stepping into the piece of track which is in his favour.
And he's 1.4 seconds faster. Does the big gap, but tags the lip on the way through.
Gets the highlight over the scrub wall, Jackson Goldstone. He's been struggling with the track this week, but look at the speed he's carrying.
What a performance from one of the sport's biggest stars, Jackson
You could say
Goldstone.
Ludenville was a turning point. Like, he ripped the bottom section so much faster than everybody else.
It's incredible this year, how tight the times were. I think the tightest one was my winning run in Leogang was 0.05 of a second apart. Those little tenths of a second here and there. I think we did the math and it was like a few inches.
Goldstone down towards the line now for the Santa Cruz Syndicate. The winner of the last run goes fastest by 0.05 of a second. Ken Ruxin applauds it in the booth. Ken, what a run!
What a run. You could just see
The people that don't know the sport think it's all about the rider. The people that know a bit about the sport think that the technology is a massive part of it. And then once you get really embedded in it, you realize that it's still all about the rider.
Can the last rider at the top of the mountain get the win? It is Jackson Goldstone on course now. It's the bridge. Here comes Jackson Goldstone. Is it going to be 3 in a row in 2025 on the Santa Cruz Syndicate? Jackson Goldstone wins by 2.4 seconds in Val di Sole. Jackson Goldstone sets off in La Tuile. We're all looking up to see what Jackson Goldstone, can he make it 4 in a row? Bergier's time is looking in trouble here in La Tuile.
Bergier made up 1.3 at the bottom of the
Here
track.
we go, Jackson Goldstone down towards the line. Is it going to be 4 in a row? It is! 0.6 of a second. The first time since Aaron Gwynn did it in 2012. Jackson Goldstone wins 4 UCI Downhill World Cups in a row.
Or Pete, baby. I feel like we've gotten to a really sharp end of the sport and we're pushing the boundaries, that extra bit that we're really actually finding the limit of how fast you can go down the trail. We do so much behind the scenes to narrow down every advantage we can get. It looks pretty new.
Everything's new.
In track record with Jackson, if it's new, he likes it. And when he likes it, he's happy. And when he's happy, he goes really fast.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Yeah. It was great. See, boys?
I'm stoked to get back into the second half of the season, and it's only going to get more and more pressure for, overall and world champs, and then just kind of getting to the end of the season. So it's going to get stressful, but looking forward to it.
I think the 4 wins in a row were absolutely superb. He got better and better and better. But at the same time, I think actually for me personally, as a fan of the sport, the more impressive result was the UCI World Champs.
Worlds is enormous. You win Worlds, you pretty much signed your deal for the rest of your career.
What is the third split going to tell us about Jackson Goldstone's hunt for gold? Pulls across there. What a line that was from Goldstone at his very, very best. Jackson Goldstone goes fastest by 1.9 seconds.
That was literally his first elite time of doing it. And you forget he's so young, but he's been around for so long. It's pretty special.
Quite historical, especially at such a young age. But it made us also really frustrated in the process. We had to do something about him.
Lloyd Bruni, is he going to break Jackson Goldstone's heart? Lloyd Bruni crosses the line and goes fastest in Palaris Andorra.
Beat Jackson in Andorra. He was still second, but really happy to put an end to his streak and show him that it's not over.
Lloyd, I think, is one of the sort of ultimate competitors that this sport has seen.
Bruni's pretty dominant in this era.
You know, Bruni's the king of the overall.
The very, very best downhillers have an ability to look at the sport in terms of numbers and points. He didn't drop his head whenever Jackson was winning 4 in a row, stayed in the podium, stayed close to him, and all of a sudden he was right back there in the points.
Bruni crosses the line, fastest by 1.1 seconds.
Bruni, compared to me, we ride different bikes, different tires, different gear. He weighs an extra 20 kilos on me. We ride completely different, and we'll come down and we'll finish at the same exact second, you know, on the same 1/10 of a second.
I think any sports fan really enjoys that period whenever a new generation is coming in and challenging the established old guard. It makes for really good rivalries and really strong sport.
Jackson's won 4 in a row, then lost 2.
Oh, Jackson Goldstone goes down. He's off the bike.
When you win that much and then you fail, everybody's like, oh, he's crumbling now. Nobody can take that kind of pressure.
Can make that time back.
Oh, he gets fired up a little bit. Oh, Jackson Goldstone goes down in Lenzerheide. The UCI World Champion is on the deck in Switzerland. Is what Lloyd Bruni wants out of 2025. It's just calming down live on air. Lloyd Bruni leaves the start hut. Bruni crosses the line and goes fifth. 1.6 seconds back up your winner today. Bruni can't believe it. He's already processing what that means for the overall.
In terms of the overall championship, Loic is going to be incredibly hard to beat after the mistakes Jackson made in these last couple of races.
It's down to 72 points, which is a slim margin considering a win is worth 250 points.
Mont Sainte-Anne's final round of the year this year, so hopefully give it a good shot at the overall.
I think Jackson's route to the overall title here in Mont Sainte-Anne is simple. He just has to win.
I mean, that just looks heinous. There's no two ways about it.
Is there like one word you could use to describe the track here?
No, it's not a one-word track. St. Anne's iconic. It's had some incredible events. It's also had some pretty nasty
From the roughest, tech sections and rock gardens to really fast, high-speed sections.
And then some of the sketchiest tech stuff. And there's always the rocks. You're not getting away from those. In these tiny little compressions, you're landing, and within milliseconds, you're pulling again for another one. It's mind-blowing. And there's nothing there. It's just you. You crash, you're hitting something. There's no cage, hardly any protective gear. It's wild.
It's got, you know, everything you could ask for in a racetrack.
Maybe going up one, like a 2.5. Yeah.
He seems to be pretty good. I think he loves this track. I think he's ready to let loose, like he knows he can.
Qualification day today. He's got a work cut out for him, and he's going to need some help from some people to catch up to Bruni, but, you know, he's done really well here in the past.
We are in an amazing battle for the overall between Loic and Jackson. Two completely different styles of riders, and to see it come down to literally the last race and the margin between where they each need to finish and whatnot is so cool for the sport.
The track will suit him more than it suits me, so he's the one that has a lot to lose, let's say.
Jackson, come on, boy!
And if I'm able to show him competition, then I might get in his head.
Luca goes P1. Ooh, Jackie P2 right behind him. So he got Amory, but he's 0.4 back off Luca. But Bruni is 3.1 up on the fourth split. So I think Loic might be about to blow this out of the water. Here we go, Loic Bruni, P1 by 2.9. 3.4 over Jack.
Bruni qualified first. It was a decent gap. That's got to get in your head.
The run wasn't perfect. I didn't ride the top split that well and lost quite a big chunk of time there, but we're in touch. I went P3 in the end of the day, so I think the perfect run is definitely still out there. Yeah, we just got to go find that tomorrow.
Yeah, Canada, I think, has got a big history in the sport, a big place. I think when you look at the names it has produced, and then the crowd that comes to Sainte-Anne on a Saturday afternoon for the racing, it's a big, big country, and it's a big, big place for downhill.
Yeah, it's really hard to put into words, you know, how special that race is for Canada, you know, with being all the history there.
Being at your home race is double-edged sword, huh? It's like your home, and you get this immense amount of lift from fans and friends, but it also puts a ton of pressure on you. Starting to wring my hands. Everything's winding up. It's got to be a miserable experience just sitting there waiting to risk your life down the hill.
Sidecat. Balik. Yeah. Je me suis tardé ce matin.
Bruni had a little crash and took a hit to the thigh.
Do you think I can confront my foot? At the moment, not so good. So how will I be able to do it?
Loic and his team don't tell anyone about his injury, hoping that he's still able to race. If Jackson comes outside of the top 10, Loic will win the overall.
Like, that guy's the ultimate competitor. He's not going to give it away. As a friend of Jackson, it's like,
Seconds.
This guy's withholding information and you're about to risk your life.
Given his injury, Loic has to be hoping that Jackson has a mechanical or makes another mistake.
Whatever happens next is history. It comes down to this moment.
Come on.
Jackson has qualified third. Loic Bruni is first. It is all up to Jackson right now.
He and Loic have opposite strength. Jackson's better in the more technical sections. Loic's a really powerful rider, so he's gonna have to make as big of an advantage as he can in the woods.
Expect Jackson Goldstone to step up against a full gap over the Stevie Smith drop.
Time behind the bars across the Stevie Smith drop. A Canadian going for an overall title on home soil. It all makes so much sense. Here comes Jackson Goldstone. He's final 10th of a second, half a second now in front. Big ball, yes, the pre-jump over the top. Nearly goes out the front door.
Jackson Goldstone is on the limit and flying this afternoon.
Heads into Lidl. Here we go. Jackson Goldstone. What's he got in store for us? In here, skims
Look at
across
how
the
fast he entered that.
Jackson Goldstone, gets pushed towards the front.
That was incredible.
Dancing his way down through.
Triples out.
Don't worry about going through the rocks, just jump over them.
Oh, Goldstone, really, really nicely done for the first part of Lidl. Come on in the open, then hit the second part of it. Gets the triple, gets the gap, heads down again. That was so fast.
That was so fast. That was the second key moment. We're about to hit the next split. He's up!
He's up by 2 seconds. Jackson Goldstone up at sector 4. Just one to play for this 2025 season. Needs to put himself into a hot seat if he wants a chance of winning his debut Elite level overall title. Here comes Jackson Goldstone in front of his own fans. Goldstone, is he going to do it?
Mont Sainte-Anne by 2.2 seconds.
We hear the beeps, but all beeps and no Bruni. Bruni will be a DNS. He's walked away, we're hearing. Big, big drama. Which means that your winner today and the UCI World Cup overall title winner is looking like it's going to be Jackson Goldstone.
Absolutely everything, and it wasn't pretty. I was making so many mistakes and like getting super sketchy, but the crowd was so amazing and they cheered me on every step of the way.
That was the fucking run.
I would hope that he's incredibly proud of himself for doing what he's done. Funny from watching this little kid and like trying to get his fork to work because he was 40 pounds to quite possibly the best downhill bike rider in the world. It's just amazing that somebody that I like he's a friend of mine, but he's also probably the best rider in the world, and we've been able to have a little part of that. I think at the end of the year, that's something really cool.